Welcome back everyone to episode 2 of a Kenshi Let's Struggle season 2. In this episode we're starting off right where we left off and still researching, and we got about 5 different characters mining copper and iron right now. Our goal is to probably get to around half a mil before we start to make any big decisions, and we definitely need to get more people. Now the thing about living in the hub with a shit ton of mods at your disposal is basically free real estate everywhere you look. There's dead bodies everywhere, people knocked out, so next plan was to buy this storm house over here next to the 2 shacks that we already had. And first we had to build that. Now luckily the shops in town did have enough building material, so Harold was able to finish building it. There's quite a few dust bandits waking up every now and then because there's still a raid from the last episode. So we had plenty of potential and some new recruits. First though, we needed some materials, mostly books and other things to get imprisonment in the tech tree. So Harold went to Squin and grabbed some books. We didn't have that many there, but it was enough to get to tech level 2. Once we had this researched, we could build a research bench number 2 on top of the storm house that we had built. Harold now at least had the 10 iron plates needed to finish building the research bench number 2. With this built, we'd be able to also get a research bench number 3 on top of this bitch, as well as start to get a lot of better technologies. Now that it was going to be morning in a few hours, I sent Harold back over to Squin. This time I wanted to grab a few recruits as well as pick up some more materials, hoping that the shops might have some better stuff and that we can find some strong shack warriors. Now when we got there, Harold couldn't go through the front gate. There's like some fucking inevitable force, just a fucking blank wall preventing him from doing so. So we had to run around to the other side of the fucking city. But we made it. We got in. We got a nice amount of shit, some books, some leather, and some fabrics. Going over to the bar, I wanted to get a few different recruits. So first off, I found Ruka, who would join us for free. And then I recruited Kang for 6k, and then I recruited Cube for free. So Harold had 3 new recruits, one of which he only had to pay for, the other 2 came willingly. Things were looking pretty good. All we really needed to do next was start to build more things to train our people with, and get some prisoner cages set up in the house. Now on our way back to the hub, there was a fight going on, a huge one, between some Shek outcasts from the Band of Bones and the Shek warriors of the Shek Kingdom. So I went over and picked up as many weapons as I could, filling up just about everybody's inventory that was there, 4 different characters, and going back to sell everything. Net me a pretty decent profit. I wanted to get the rest of the swords that were there, and they all started to wake up. Luckily though, because they had so many wounds already, and we had a pretty decent amount of numbers as well, with the new recruits not being too low leveled, they knocked back out the Sheks that woke up and chased after the crippled one that was trying to run away. With that, they could head back to the hub and begin progression. Right away, they got introduced to the iron ore node that they would be mining, and I got most of the stuff for research put into the research bench. We need some iron plates though, as I was going to upgrade the workbench, that way I could get to researching tech level 3 things. This gives me access to a lot better ways to train my characters, especially this early in the game. I also set up a light post right beside it, that way during the night and we're researching, our science level doesn't go down, because it does go down if you're in the night, same with laboring and other skills. Also selling all the copper and iron we were getting throughout the episode, it was getting me quite a bit of money. Lots of different things for training, sparring mats, imprisonment, all that. Once I had imprisonment done, I could put down the steel cages and begin kidnapping the local folk that were passed out in the hub. So right away, I went and got the iron plates needed from the bars and built one of the cages. I found a crossbowman that belonged to the dust bandits that was on the brink of death, so Harold picked him up and dropped him in a cage and took his weapons until we could recruit him. It'd be a little bit of time though, because he was in a recovery coma, so we went back to researching and mining. All while there were more raids happening, so there's plenty of opportunities to pick up lots of gear and sell it right to the shops that were right next to us. I also got some sparring mats placed in, one for melee defense and one for martial arts, and just want to acknowledge how straight the fucking line is, like how precise this bitch is. Look at it. Oh, that's fucking great. So rushing quickly to Squin so I could finish building my masterpiece, the work of art. I didn't even grab any fabrics or leather this time. I completely forgot. But I had some iron plates and steel bars at least, so we could build some other stuff. There was a guard following us, but I let him follow us because I got a good play ahead. So our people that were mining, you know, they got attacked by a triage bandit, but they took him down without getting hit, which was pretty fucking impressive. You know, they did pretty good against him, and this is pre-training. But back with Harold though, he was being ambushed by hungry bandits. Luckily, the person who wanted to do a bag check followed us about halfway to the hub, and if he didn't, we would have had to send someone over here, waste a lot of time, a lot of money. But luckily, Harold got to beat the hungry bandits and get back to the hub. Once there, I wanted to finish advanced train dummies and the weight benches, so I could put down a dexterity pole. This lets us train our dexterity up to level 20 efficiently, up to level 29 max. And a strength bench lets us train it up to level 40, about 50 max. So these would be pretty vital in order to level up without having to do fucking brain dead tedious tasks. So I grabbed some materials from the bars nearby and was able to construct all of them along with the other prisoner gate on top. Now this time the prisoner we had put in, the dust bandit, he had awoken, and after passing his dialogue and giving him a piece of food from my inventory, I recruited him. I named him Raido after a viewer of the series, and then continued to train while he continued to heal up. I had a few other people training, and I sent Harold back to Squin, that way he could grab some more materials. And along the way, we ran into a very good fucking encounter. Along the way, we ran into Black Ninja Gennings fighting the Shek outcasts. One of them had 2 swords that both sold for about 8.2k. It was a better grade than the one I already had. You know, it's not every day you like walk outside and find $20, but when you do, it's pretty good. But when this happens in Kenshi, oh man, it was fucking lit. I got to sell all the weapons, make a good, you know, 20-30k. It was pretty good, and I got a bunch of fabrics and other materials I needed to finish building. On the way back though, I decided to stop and kidnap one of the Black Ninja Gennings, as he was gonna die anyways, and we might as well get another recruit. We got 10 right now. 11's a pretty decent number. Then placing him in a cage and placing a training dummy downstairs that would get our melee attack up to level 15. I got that constructed. That way everybody's melee attack could be a little bit higher than 1. In the morning, the ninja woke up, and after passing the ninja's dialogue, I was able to recruit him. I named him Pi after a viewer of a series and gave him back the weapons I had taken off of him. Now with this, I had lots of good things set up for training. At least everybody could train one type of stat at a time. So I started to alternate and get people from mining to stop mining to come train for a bit, and then switch them out with other people that were mining. That way they could all get strength, dexterity, melee defense, melee attack, and martial arts up if I wanted to. Also selling all of the copper and iron we had been accumulating, we're getting a pretty nice cash flow. I'd say about like 20 to 30k cats every day, and it keeps on increasing with our laboring skill. Now when Pi was mining though, he was attacked, and it was a swarm of dust bandits, like a fucking football team of them. So I sent him back to where everybody else was mining, as he would stand no chance on his own. Definitely needed help, and even with help they struggled quite a bit. They did manage to block a few hits, but eventually people were getting taken down and it wasn't looking too good. But dust bandits aren't too strong or too like fearsome, so didn't have too much to worry about. Arpo and Skeleton Fox would last the longest with their skeleton limbs having such high defense and HP. The whole party was knocked out though, and I thought one of them would eventually wake up, but I was wrong. So I had to send Harold over. He could heal up the people. Now there's people at critical, there's people at fucking almost dead, so it was very terrifying. But by prioritizing who we would heal first, we managed to save everyone, thankfully. I then had Harold pick everyone up, bring them over to the bar, that way that they could go to sleep and rest and heal their wounds. About half of our party was knocked out, so we'd be missing some income for the next half a day, but not too much. I also got a second strength bench in, that way we could double train strength if we wanted to with, say, like Harold or someone else. Now the next like few days in game, honestly, like about hour or so of recording, was mainly just me chilling, selling iron and copper, and training up my stats. This was good though, as it wasn't too hard, there wasn't too many casualties, as well as we'll be able to do some more content with like ruins and building a base pretty soon, I'm thinking. I ended off with almost 250,000 cats on day 17, so things were looking pretty good. Anyways though, I hope you guys liked this episode of a Kenshi Let's Struggle. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you did. Let me know in the comment section below what you're thinking of the series, as well as here's some stats of all the characters. Thank you though for all the support you guys have been leaving on the videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.